strung here on race. Lounge and Surreal. I think the Chrisleys, there was a title on Fox News showing they had like a sit-down interview with one of the Trump, someone with the last name Trump. I don't know if she's related. I'm guessing she is Lana Trump. Doing an interview and they were saying that it was surreal. Their whole experience was surreal. So anyway, it could play into a larger thematic situation. Say 11 is a number that is always attributed to you. Maybe it's in your phone, maybe it's your address. Of course, it's an emergency-ish number. And, you know, no one wants to wind up, you know, in some sort of, it could play into the threat of prison. Like the Chrisleys were in there, but they got pardoned, so they did a lot less time than they thought they were going to do. So whatever's going on there, it could play into a little bit of a theme regarding 11s, and the idea of surreal experiences. They want to see if I'm puppeted. It won't work. Should we go now? I have to ask Jen. Can I walk now? Beer and beverage. Brew, B-R-U-U. Buy band, CFO, Tao, wholesale. Around like interesting bike blocks. Of course, this became kind of a homeless encampment here, but now they have a fence there to keep people from, I guess, taking up residence, and they have extra fencing here, which could be bird protection meets, you know, other things. I have no idea. Or if by any chance people were to do anything, like try to throw anything, I guess this fence would prevent any damage to cars inside. Like there's a lot of trucks and cars that park in here. It's part of the convention center where they would unload and stuff like that. Whatever they need to unload for whatever conferences or conventions go on. Quiet over here. A lot of noise, now it's silence. I noticed this with my mom and aunt. I, you know, had to live with my mom and aunt for a while. They passed away though during the pandemic time period. My mom first, then my dad who lived elsewhere, and then my aunt in April of 2021, which was the very tail end. She had just gotten her vaccines and everything, and anyway, I was living with my mom and aunt, hoping to escape whatever began here in 2011. And my aunt would go on a cruise with her oldest son and daughter-in-law. There was a hurricane, turns out, that started after the cruise kicked off. And it was bad enough, it turned into like a major hurricane, and they had to reroute to Cozumel. They were going to go down to, like, I don't know, Virgin Islands or similar, and they wound up having to shoot on over to Mexico, Cozumel instead. And they were out for 3 days longer than they normally would have been, like 3.5 to 4, you know, and they had to drive to get back and everything. And while my aunt was away, the silence in the house was immeasurable. It was very peaceful, and I wondered what the difference was, because I was like, that's weird. Like, on one hand, you know, you feel more free to move about the house, especially because technically it belonged to my aunt. She'd had 2 husbands, and that helped, you know, hold on to assets, if you will, or to acquire assets. And anyway, my mom and I would enjoy like a very peaceful time period when my aunt was away. My aunt, a really nice person, like totally awesome, but I wondered what the difference was, because she wasn't a loud person. And I wondered why it was so quiet and peaceful, as if a major walkie-talkie exited the scene, or as if some sort of radio wave. I wondered, like, what's going on? Like, I can't believe how quiet it is when she's not here. What's the difference? What is it? I don't know. I'd be curious to find out. So this thing has like a light that shines on it every once in a while, somehow magically. That gong thing up in the sky. That's the Reading Terminal Market over there. I gotta head in the opposite direction. Tried the same game and they all lost. Anyway, just an observation on the street here. If you start to learn something and you think you're important learning it, I would say don't try to learn it, whatever it is, because it's been relegated to people being gotten rid of, I think. If you are willing to play some sort of game on the street, you could wind up in a death program of your own killing. Like, it's like shooting yourself in the foot kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it.